Yo, this is Marcus Russell,
Get fit, man.
and this is the Marcus Russell Show. Today we're discussing the budget plans that the Democrats kind of are trying to block, or were trying to block before they passed it. A former economic advisor for the Obama administration slams the Dems. Let's see what he has to say. Yo, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I need 1,000 subscribers.
Well, there's a dark mood emerging among Democrats after their November election losses. One strategist telling the New York Times the party's brand is in the toilet, while Politico reports members of progressive focus group feel that the party is, quote, weak and overly focused on diversity and elites. Let's bring in Caroline Downey, National Review staff writer, and Robert Wolf, former economic advisor to President Obama, 32 Advisors founder and CEO, and a Fox News contributor. Caroline, Robert, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys. So building off of Aisha's report, I mean, the government funding debacle was really stunning to me in just noticing sort of the lack of coordination among the Democrats on the messaging. I mean, there were divisions within the Republican ranks exposed, and nobody seized on it like we saw in past times. Robert, what do you think of that?
Well, I probably wouldn't say they're in disarray. I probably see it a little differently. One, the nation spoke. Incoming President Trump won all the swing states. So from a national perspective, there's no question his message on the economy and on immigration resonated. On the flip side, we kept the Senate in Wisconsin, Nevada, Arizona, and Michigan, and we picked up seats in Congress. So I think all these strategists and everyone yelling and screaming before even the inauguration begins, I think everyone should, take a chill pill. I think there are things we can work on with President Trump. I mean, immediately immigration comes to mind. Maybe there's a way to keep dreamers and then also do border security, physical and cyber. So I think this idea that woe is me, I don't think it holds fact.
But well, Caroline.
So real quick, guys, hit the subscribe button. I tell you, I used to be a Democrat,
Me too.
and so I quickly learned that Donald Trump cared about our economy. You
That
know,
part.
I sit here and I think that they're turning into a party where it's like you have a kid or something like that. You're trying to teach him how to play a sport, but he's just incredibly uncoordinated. He doesn't know his left from right. He doesn't know to step first with his left. It just they're becoming just a it show. I can't say the word on YouTube, but you live and you learn. But they just seem like that person that group of people that just don't want to sit
The
there and
Dems
learn.
is not learning.
They keep jumping over all these hurdles, but they're just not learning
They're
while
not
they're getting
learning.
these hurdles. You
And
know?
I mean, and it's clear what the country wants.
Yeah.
Like we told you what we want, but they just doing what they want to do. Even when they had them budget hearings, they was only concerned about their personal pay
Yep.
and their personal little money. Like they were saying, they trying to put these money in these organizations that give them money, the pockets that they got to keep
Exactly.
padding. You know,
Exactly. Let's keep going, guys. We don't want to pause it too much.
Caroline, I mean, the party really is without an heir apparent after Biden leaves office. I mean, some could argue that Hakeem Jeffries is the most high-profile Democrat, but do you see him sort of shepherding the party writ large before another leader emerges?
Well, if he does, I think that's a bad sign, Jackie. As my colleague Jim Garrity put it, the Democratic leaders like themselves just the way they are. They knew that voters were worried about the economy and illegal immigration headed into this election. They just didn't care. They were guided by a philosophy of no enemies to the left, which meant insane ideas like open borders, bail reform, defund the police, and no one stopped them to say, that's crazy. And in some cases, their policies have been literally lethal. You mentioned the recent subway murder earlier in your show, but it really shouldn't take a case like that or Laken Riley or Daniel Penny to make Democrats stop prioritizing illegal aliens and criminals over the tax-paying public. So the Democratic brand is broken down to its bones, Jackie. It's not a mere messaging problem.
Well, the focus groups seem to agree with you. I mean, wrote in Politico, when asked to compare the Democratic Party to an animal, one participant compared the party to an ostrich because they've got their heads in the sand and are absolutely committed to their own ideas, even when they're failing. Democrats and others said are not a friend of the working class anymore. And Donnie.
yo, that was a good example with the Hakeem because basically, like she said, with the debacle, the whole debacle with the Daniel Penny thing in New York, that was just an example of how the Congress in that city is not actually listening to what the citizens say. But it all kind of, even the illegal immigration thing I just seen political thing about Hakeem trying to figure out some type of measure to protect these illegals in New York. You're not listening to the New York citizens.
They're not really for the people anymore, the working class people that is. And this guy Hakeem Jeffries, he's not a good look for the DNC. And this guy Obama, he needs to leave the political force because he's just a has been at this point, right?
Right.
Let's keep going, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Deutsch seems to think it's going to take a transformational figure to come out of this hole.
Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump. They had and have the ability to turn to voters and say, I feel your pain, I'm going to solve your problem. It's the way a person communicates, how they connect. So we can talk all we want about policy, because I guarantee if you look up on the Democratic platform, it was all there. All the message was there. The Democrats need a transformational figure. They need that figure that can connect.
Robert, do the Democrats have a transformational figure right now?
Yeah, disappearing that.
You know, I would say worrying about 2028 is a bit of premature. It's like with so many of these pundits, President Trump lives in their head rent-free. They wake up to him, they go to sleep to him.
It's not just 2028, though, Robert. I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen between now and then. There's got to be a voice to respond to it, right?
No, well, there's two different things. You have the midterms, and I would disagree with Caroline. I think Hakeem Jeffries is going to be able to lead the party in an incredibly positive way. I mean, if you look at what's happened, we've had Pelosi and Hakeem as the leaders. They've gone from Boehner, Ryan, McCarthy, Speaker Johnson, and now they're talking about getting rid of Speaker Johnson. So if there's a party in disarray over the last decade, we could have that debate. With respect to transformational, those are always the people at the top of the ticket. Like Donnie Deutsch said, it was Reagan and Obama and Clinton and Trump. And that happens at the presidential line. I feel pretty good what's going to happen in 26. As I said before, we picked up seats in Congress. We picked up a few of the swing states in the Senate where Trump won. So I'm not as concerned as everyone's yelling and screaming, you know, like I said, 20 days before the inauguration.
Well, I don't know how, because Democrats typically are much more coordinated, right? Like they have, as a party, more of sort of a top-down message that everyone sort of sticks to and echoes. The Republicans, I mean, yes, to your point, there are many figures and they openly fight with each other a lot, but that's sort of what their brand is. And at the end of the day, I mean, you have Trump leading, you know, that side as a pretty strong force. Caroline, do you think that, you know, anyone comes to mind in terms of who could rise up in the Democratic Party? I mean, Kamala Harris seems to be fading.
So guys, this is about over. I don't know why they're talking about the future when we're worried about now.
2028?
Yeah.
Come on, it's 3 years.
It's gonna be somebody new that they pay and they give $1 billion to for
figure out a way to
campaign.
keep Trumpito in office.
You know what I mean? Like, let us know what you guys think about the quick video. We talked majority throughout it, so please.
Hey, but that was that dude Robert Fox. He was a Democrat. Yeah, you know.
Because you wanted to talk. All right. Let's go.
Make sure y'all hit that
No. Just go with whatever you're about to say.
All right, that guy, Robert Fox, you know, he was the Democrat economic advisor. So even he's so optimistic about trying to figure out a way to keep the illegals here, and even though they say that it's affecting our economy because they're taking over the jobs and accepting less money.
He's trying to play both sides at this point.
You can't play both sides.
And that's not something that's going to win the game, man. These Democrats, man. They don't even know what side they're on, and they're arguing with each other. They don't even know how to interact to get a plan, you know, enacted.
And then to keep on saying you're the People's Party, and the people are yelling, "Hey, I need this, I need that." And you're like, "Hey, what do your illegals need?"
Yeah, like what do the illegals need? Come on, man. Let us know what you guys think about this video. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. His channel's in the description. We're out.